You're listening to Revolution Rampage. I'm Omar, and with me are my two co-hosts,
Kyle
and Zach.
Today we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We got a few shout-outs to begin with before we go into the usual sections. I want to give a shout-out to Rotor the Great at Rotor787. He's painting a new mask for us. So Rotor, he paints a lot of race cars and stuff, so he's going to give hockey masks a try. So we've sent him a hockey mask, and if you guys are interested in getting your hockey masks painted, find him at Rotor787 on Twitter.
And he might be interested in doing some regular helmets too.
Yeah, check out our Twitter. We'll put them on there.
Yeah, he's definitely on there.
And we're all part of the Red-Eyed Rowdies, a organization bringing soccer culture to the
ice.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, we need some soccer culture. Get those chants.
That's
If you're
right.
interested in joining the Red-Eyed Rowdies, you can find them on Facebook and on Twitter. And they've actually got a couple events coming up. So on Tuesday, the March 6th, they're doing an away game to watch a Minnesota Wild play against the Carolina Hurricanes in Minnesota at Level Up in Raleigh.
Fun game bar. Like, you guys, have you ever been to Dave & Buster's?
Yep.
Yeah, times that by 2 with beer.
So
It's an awesome place.
Dave &
slightly
Buster's?
bigger David Busters.
It's a lot more fun than Dave & Buster's.
I'll take your word for it. And then they got another event coming up on Sunday, March 11th.
It's just their second get-together because we have a lot of people that want to be in this group.
That will be at...
It's the Flying Saucer. No, there is no aliens. It's a nice bar.
As long as there's no penetration.
God.
Shut up, Trey.
Who gave that guy a microphone?
Peter Carmanos. That's who gave him a microphone, unfortunately. All right, so our sections, we're going to talk about the games coming up. We're going to talk about the guys down in Charlotte. And we might talk about the draft. We had a question come in via hashtag #AskTheRampage about who the Carolina Hurricanes will draft. So we'll get to all that after this. First of all, we woke up a couple days ago after the win in PNC against New Jersey, and we were surprised to find out that we are in a wild card spot again.
Yay.
Boom sauce. Greatest wake up ever.
Thank you, Metro, for completely falling apart. I'm looking at you, Rangers. Hats off to you, and I'm looking at you, Islanders. You guys are also gone.
We appreciate the help.
And Columbus is also on its way out the door. Hopefully,
Darn.
yeah.
Tortorella to be fired for what now, the 4th time?
Ooh. That's mean. However, there is a team that we need to keep our eye on because they got games in hand on us. And by games, I mean like 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be dangerous. Damn you, Florida.
Yeah, the Panthers are coming up, and they've been winning and winning and winning. And the team that we thought had been buried back in the mess of the Atlantic is now coming back up with a vengeance.
Yeah, we were hoping they would hang out with the Sabres down there for a little longer, but nope.
Nah, they didn't want that top 5 pick.
Oh, sorry. The Sabres.
Sabres.
Call them the Sabres.
Buck you, Buffalo. So these games all coming up are really important. Tonight's game against the Winnipeg Jets, hopefully a good win. We've been riding a very good, hot Cam Ward. He's going to start for the 3rd time. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. I think that he might be getting burnt out. He played a really strong game, but he needs a break. I don't know, you can't put too much pressure on a goalie.
Would you rather have Ward or Darling against the Jets and then bring up...
You know what? I think that personally I would rather have Darling in net.
I kind of like what they're doing with the Jet, bringing in Ward, and then you have Scott Darling against Chicago the next game.
No,
Yeah.
we got Minnesota before Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
still-
a back-to-back.
Yeah.
I would play Ward and then in...
Yeah, Ward first, then Darling versus Chicago. Because Chicago, they are having terrible scoring droughts. They're kind of like us, except we're still getting points somehow.
I don't know. You can burn out a goalie though. I mean,
We've done that for the last couple of
He's
years
gotten
with
a day
Ward.
break,
yeah,
though. He's
but
gotten a day break.
I mean, those were some tough games. That was stressful. Both of those games were very stressful on him. I just think that, he might need a break. I think I could see that in his interview, his post-game interview. He was tired.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would be too, 2 straight days.
Yeah.
With, 12 hours rest maybe?
Yeah, because they flew in late that night. And
Yeah, they
didn't
got.
do a
I think
practice
they
the
said
next morning.
they said they got back around midnight or so. So you figure they get off the plane, maybe another 45 minutes to an hour until they got home,
to
and
bed.
yeah.
and they crash.
Well, if not longer, maybe.
I mean, they
you
might
know,
have got a late call in the next day.
And Ward was at the arena at like 3 o'clock, so he was there trying to get stuff done.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of time for a goalie on ice. I mean, as much as I think that he shouldn't play, I mean, he'll play, and I mean, we saw the updates, so I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I mean, I think he wants to play. I think after having played lights out 2 games in a row, he'd be mad at Bill Peters if he didn't get a chance.
Yeah, the team's confidence in him is definitely there, and his confidence in them is there.
So a lot of times we see that the puck is played better in front of Wardo and his net than in front of Darlin. And I think is it because Ward is a better puck player when the puck comes anywhere near his net.
So something that I've noticed is that Ward is able to read plays better than a lot of goalies in the NHL. Just watching other games and how their goalies perform in the zone when they have the puck and there's pressure put on them. They definitely, I don't know, I think Ward handles the puck much better than most goalies do.
Yeah, the one problem that Darling really has right now is he's having rebound issues. I mean, it's kind of like Ward when he was a lot younger, pre-2009, other than the 06 playoffs.
Right.
He had really bad rebound control, and it bit him at a lot of times. And that's what Darling's going through is he's letting out a lot of juicy rebounds, and the defense isn't helping him out.
Right, and that's another big thing is the past 2 games, the defense has been extremely physical, and they're on top of that puck. Like, they swat it away as fast as they can if Ward doesn't cover it.
One thing for tonight against the Jets are very fast. They're coached by Paul Maurice, so please don't boo him. He was a nice guy when he was in Carolina. But the Jets are really fast. They're fast and they're physical. So the main people that I want to watch tonight are Jeff Skinner, Sebastian Aho, and those kind of guys, where they may not have the blunt of the defensive responsibilities, but if they don't do it, they will burn you. Especially Jeff Skinner, the last couple of games, he's done really good, but then during our losing streak, he had this tendency to lose his man, trying to cherry pick into the offensive zone, and it lays wide open goals.
Yeah, it was like he was trying for something that wasn't necessary at that point because they needed to work on their
but that's
puck
tonight.
handling. Yeah.
We're doing really good. We got 3-game point streak, 3-game point streak, 2-game
You
win
said it.
streak.
Go knock on wood. Go.
Go knock on
knock on wood. You
go knock
said
on
the
the
word
door.
streak. Go.
You said it. Go knock on the door. Let's hear it. It's got to be loud.
It's got to be loud. Go knock on the door. Yeah, it's the only thing that's wood around here right now until I get a new table.
All right, he knocked on the door.
All right, come on.
Hazing the new guy.
We got rules, okay?
I didn't get this list of rules.
It's okay. We're making it up as we go.
But yeah, we have a couple of games. They're Western Conference opponents. Are they must-wins? Depends on the day.
Every game is a must
But
win
we
at this
need to
point.
get points. Like,
Yeah.
out of all the Western Conference opponents we play, what is it, 3 Western Conference opponents in a row? We need at least 4 points. We
Yeah.
need at least 4.
Because we got Winnipeg, Minnesota, and then Chicago coming up, and after that, we're going back to the Eastern Conference with the Rangers. I think we could take the Rangers.
No, we will.
We definitely can take the Rangers
Plus
in
that-
Madison Square, and then we come back against a rested Boston team, and that's going to be the
That's
hardest.
dangerous.
So Boston's
that's
going to be
rough.
rested. We're not. So I would say we're probably going to start Darlin up front against the Rangers.
Which is okay. No, that's good.
That's
I'm,
good.
I'm okay with that.
I'm just having flashbacks to that game from the beginning of the season where they were lobbing it in from
Yeah,
half
but
court.
that was stressful. That was also a different Rangers team, though.
Yeah, they traded away a lot of their pieces. Like, Rick Nash is gone, and he was like the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah,
He's now with Boston, and he burned us the other day.
yeah.
So basically, all we did was delay our meeting with Rick Nash for a day.
And then we still got a couple of Western Conference games. After we played Boston, we're home against Philly. And then we got
the Islanders in New
Edmonton,
York.
and Arizona. All those are winnable games. None of these games are out of our league. We are a very good team when we want to be. It's just we got to play that way.
But that's the thing that we've seen all season. We've beat some of the best teams in the league.
I think
Maybe it's the
issue
curse of
is
Trip Tracy.
all these back to back. We still have 3 more back to back games, and of the 3 that are coming up, I think only one of them is a sludge game where both teams are on the back to back.
Yeah.
And the other ones is where we're at a disadvantage.
We need to
Yeah.
make a plea to either Tony Romo or Bill Cowher. Please come back for every game. You guys are good luck.
Can we just take Tony Romo and replace Chip Tracy with him?
I think we would have to argue with the NFL on that contract.
I want one of those footballs.
Oh my God.
Oh, those footballs look great.
Those were sweet. Talk
Yeah.
about a good sport crossover.
Definitely.
He
But
took
you-
him to the Duke game, the
You know
Duke
what?
UNC.
Yeah, I saw that. They were down there.
Tony Romo and Tom Dundon front row. Dundon was wearing Omar's hat.
Yeah.
This is the same exact one. I gave it to Dundon just to borrow.
No, I like the football crossover. Something I think that Tom Dundon should focus on is maybe bringing the Panthers around.
I mean, the
it is-
Checkers have done it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, granted, they're in
Cam
Charlotte,
Newton,
but
yeah. I mean, there's
North
Cam
Carolina
Newton
SC's
jersey.
done it.
Yeah.
North Carolina NC Courage, they've brought Ron Rivera 2 games.
yeah. No, I'm talking like bring the like a Panthers Day game, like where the whole
They
team
did that.
comes out.
They did that in the past
Yeah,
when it was like
but-
back before the lockout. They did
Yeah.
that in the past, and then right after the lockout, they stopped doing it. Like so many good promotions,
Yeah.
just out of the blue, they just stopped doing.
It's okay. We're on our way though.
We are. I think with Tom Dundon in the helm, the marketing and promotions department is no longer going to be shackled. If you guys
They're
listen
working
to-
hard though.
They
That's
are.
for sure.
They had a great idea with the knocker ball intermission games. Those are fun to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll tell you what. It is a fact that since Tom Dundon's taken over, that a lot of these departments have gotten a little looser. I mean, last week when we had Minter on, he straight up admitted it.
Yeah,
So-
and it's good
Breaking news here on the Rampage.
from the source itself.
Now that we brought up the Checkers, let's just talk a bit about the guys down there and how well they're doing and how much that
They're kind of
excites us for next season.
I'm just gonna say, wow.
They're kind of in the same situation we are, but they went from way down to one of the hottest teams in the AHL.
Yeah,
I think Ned.
Ned Galvich.
I'm not going to go try that again.
Nagalvich.
So anyway, Ned didn't start
We'll
as
just
a
call
very
him Ned,
hot. Yeah, we'll go with
Andre Ned.
Yeah.
AD.
AD.
I'm gonna call. No, I'm gonna call.
We got
AD.
him and Jeremy Smith. Those guys are on fire.
Ned is actually he's had more shutouts than a lot of NHL goalies. But then again, comparative, he's playing against AHL talent.
Hey, but guess what? Those guys get called up frequently. Not just
Walmart.
not just Walmart.
Yeah, so we got
maybe Kruger.
So we got
Ooh.
Walmart. Walmart now can't go back down. Walmart is now part of the Carolina Hurricanes because it's past the trade deadline, and you cannot send players back down.
He's
after
done-
you
You
call
know,
them up.
and,
really well.
and I'm okay with that. He's making plays.
He's an improvement on
Yeah.
that fourth line.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I don't
we
know.
need a strong fourth line.
So that
It's
we've
him,
decided.
Phil, and who else on that fourth
Rask.
line?
Rask.
That is a good line. Like when you look at it, like on paper, you're like, this line's not going to be that good. They haven't been producing a lot of points, but they produce a lot of momentum swings.
It's been electrifying to
important,
watch
yeah.
him play.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Rask, he's had a very disappointing offensive year, but he's doing really well on this fourth line, making plays and just trying to set things up.
Well, he's the leadership on that line. He needs to bring that to the table, and we need a strong fourth line. We need a strong every line, especially at this point in the season. We can't afford to just have one, maybe two good lines. Not at all.
Maybe if we fix our overtime lines, that'll help.
Let's not talk about the overtime
yeah,
lines
let's-
and Derek Ryan being
let's-
on there. All right, we were
Well,
just talking. So
Well, speaking of Derek Ryan, he's getting a lot more ice time.
He had a goal.
He did.
I'm starting to think that Derek Ryan has footage of Billy Peters drinking water out of like a plastic bottle instead of Connecticut or something.
Oh my gosh, I am so disappointed.
How dare you break the sponsor?
But seriously, Derek Ryan has been getting a lot of excellent shots this entire season. Whenever he's on the ice, for some reason,
so many opportunities.
His supporting cast has been setting him up. I've seen him so many times one-on-one with the netminder. I've seen him so many times with right place, right time with the puck. Then it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go. Nothing
a nice
happens.
wide open net.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
a lot of these plays too.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's not the first one to miss a wide open net. I mean,
Right,
Jordan Stahl's been horrifyingly scared to go back to bed sometimes because of the way those open nets have been haunting him in his sleep. And then we had Sebastian Aho, who could have, if he just had elevated the puck, we would have been up.
If he just
let it
went near
go.
post, that would have been a goal.
But and that's the thing. Like, there's so many factors of you have to pay attention when that pass is coming. The puck could be bouncing. The puck could be rotating a certain way. Like, you don't know. The puck just didn't hit the stick right.
So
and,
Derek Ryan knows when to call for for the puck, and he's great at it. He
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
when
yeah.
to
We-
call for the puck.
Yeah, we see that a lot.
Then
A lot.
and then once he has it, I think he just loses hockey bearing and doesn't know what to do with it from there. Even his goal against Jersey was a fluke of a goal where he meant to pass it to Stepniak.
Yeah, and it hit off the leg of the defender, the double defender, and it went right in. At first, I didn't even think it went in.
Yeah, I
but
didn't either.
Then you look at the replay, and it's like it just slipped
That
right
was
through
a
the
savable
leg.
shot. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a
Oh,
easily
definitely, yeah.
savable shot. Had Kincaid lifted his leg, had he done something.
But here we go. These are the what ifs.
These are the what ifs.
Yeah.
The Devils with Kincaid and Snyder, especially with Snyder coming back, the quote unquote number one for the Devils. Like I thought they would be doing really well right now, and I think it's a 3-game losing period that they're on right now. But
Yeah, 2 or 3.
we got last time we faced Kincaid, we couldn't do anything against them, and now it was 2 goals and then the empty net, but it was a lot better of a performance. Like we could have easily had 4 goals without the empty net.
Well, we got one more meeting with them on the 27th, and that can actually be important because we're only 5 points
very
behind
important.
them,
Very
and we could be
important.
closing down on that first wild card spot and really cementing ourselves into the playoffs if we get there. So one of the questions we've gotten through the hashtag Ask the Rampage, we only got one question. It's a really good one too. Who should we draft in the upcoming NHL draft? And this question comes from Ariel Gittleman at Ariel Gittleman on Twitter.
We need an offenseman. That's what we need.
We
but
definitely
what's the reality?
All right, well, the reality is if Ron Francis is still the general manager come the draft, and it's looking like he probably will, we're probably going to draft a defenseman because that's just his MO. He drafts defensemen. He grabs the best defenseman he can find.
Which
and
we
he
need. We
loads-
need a solid defense. But guess what? We have a solid
We got
defense.
plenty in the prospect line, and there's a reason for that is because we've been loading up on defensemen in the prospect line for the reason of trading them for offensive players. Because the process behind it is if we grab as many defensemen as we can, we're going to find elite talent. And if we get too much elite talent, then we could trade elite talent for more elite talent. Versus if we go drafting either offense and defense, we can either end up with a jackpot with a bunch of elite talent, or we can end up with nothing with no elite.
The one thing that I'm going to say about this whole draft question is at this moment, it doesn't really matter because we could end up literally the 10th pick or the 31st pick.
Yeah.
We could literally end up anywhere on the spectrum right now. And yes, I'm being optimistic. The 31st pick means we win the Stanley Cup. I'm being optimistic here.
Optimism is key.
But
An optimistic podcast.
That's right.
at this point, we can list what our needs are, but also we got to remember we don't know who's in the draft class. We don't know who's coming out of college. We don't know who's coming out of the OHL.
Yeah.
And we
Still
don't know
a little
who's
early for
coming
that.
out from international. I mean, our first round draft pick from this year, we sent back to Europe to develop more. We didn't even keep him in the AHL. I mean, right now in the AHL, we have Glenn Wesley's son, John, and he's doing well. And we have Kukkonen, and we have all these other guys that for their first year or so weren't even with the AHL. They were with the ECHL or they were international.
I want to see
lot
Kukkonen back though.
I want to see Kukkonen back too, but there's things that have to develop.
Right.
And one thing that I think will really help them out is if they do end up getting in the AHL playoffs again for the second straight year. Currently, they're in the 8th spot, and they can get higher. They're just like the Canes. They're battling in that middle section. They were actually, I think they were like 11th for the longest time, and then they went on that hot streak, and they're jumped into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they went on a really hot streak.
What needs to happen within the Hurricanes organization is during this offseason, after all this is done, one thing is you have $16 million cap space. Go out and get somebody for the offense. Go get John Tavares. Go get a big-time top 2 player for the forward. Then you can deal with the salaries of the defensemen. Who do you want to give a new contract? We already got Slavin. We already got Falk. We already got Pesci. We have our defensive core set. Now we got to worry about is the goalies. What are we going to do with Scott Darling? Are we going to keep him? Hope he gets better? Is Cam going to stay? Is Cam going to be able to stay on?
And that's a big question. Is Cam gonna stay on though?
And that's what I'm thinking is we have guys in the AHL.
Yeah.
We have Darling for at least another couple of years. Personally, I think we need to keep him.
Oh,
Give him another
I
shot.
agree.
He has the talent. We've seen it this year. It's just he's been really streaky. He did this in Chicago too, but his streakiness was more short-lived. Now we just need to see who's open and who's willing to trade. Because we have things to trade. Like Omar, you just said, we have things to trade. We have things to move up in the draft if we want to.
Yeah.
It's a bit too early to talk about it. If this was the immediate end of the playoffs, like the Stanley Cup just happened, this would be a more relevant question. But right now, it's more of we need to focus on right now with the season. We already are past the trade deadline. We don't need to deal with, we're giving away a first-round pick or a second-round pick. Most of the players we have on this roster are deep picks.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob Slavin was a 4th-round pick.
And look at him.
And he's basically, I mean, yes, Falk has the C. Do we all agree he has the C? No. But
that's another statement, like...
But the whole time, the defense has basically, in the last couple of weeks, has relied on Slavin.
I wouldn't even... I'm sorry.
I'll go farther than Slavin. Pesci's been picking it up.
Pesci,
and Pesci has picked it up. I'll agree with you on that.
And I would say, I would be safe to say...
And Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk's done a great job.
Going back further than a couple of weeks, because we went to... Was it the Vancouver game, the Avalanche game? Pesci and Slavin were just they're
killing it.
They were killing it during those games, and that was a while ago.
Fleury needs a little bit more development, but I think he's going to be another one of those elite talents on their defensive front.
Well, that's what Van Riemsdyk is for. Hayden's usually always paired up with Van Riemsdyk or paired up with.
They work well together, though.
They always work well. But the thing that we talked about last week, quit mixing up the lines when you know they're working.
And guess
if they
what?
play great the night before, don't change again.
Exactly.
And we won.
And we're going to see that again.
Yes, I think Bill Peters actually listens to Revolution Rampage. I'm pretty sure he does. So hopefully we'll see some more changes coming up. So yeah, I think that's a very loud conclusion to our show. We want to give a quick shout out again to the Carolina Sled Hockey tournament coming up.
This upcoming weekend.
We're going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
We're all going.
Yeah.
We're all going. We're going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think Minter's also going. He said he
says he's announcing all the games.
Yeah, he's announcing all the games. So
you want a picture, come find us.
Come out to the sled hockey tournament. It's March 9th through the 11th, so Friday through Sunday.
It'll be a lot of fun.
We'll be out there on Saturday the 10th, pretty much the entire day, so come find us.
The sled hockey, I've watched it twice now for the intermission thing. It is amazing. And some of these guys, yes, some of them do have the disabilities and they play really well. Some of them, they don't have anything, and it takes amazing athleticism just to do it. If you were taped to a chair, you would have so much problems because you're trying to rely on your legs.
It's definitely an upper body workout.
Yeah, I honestly
arm day.
I want to try it.
Me too. I think we'll get an opportunity here.
Yeah,
we need to send out some pictures.
We need to ask those guys if we can get a chance.
Hey, come check it out, guys. It's something that's near and dear to Omar and I, because a lot of those guys are veterans and they sacrifice for this country. So come out and support them for something that they love to do.